Focus on the Ayala companies. Focus on the ones that have very, very good reputation, good management, the ones that you know are professionally run. There's some sort of predictability that even in the midst of the pandemic, you won't be scared because you know that they are run with good people, that they've survived different times, different seasons, that there were economic troubles, but they've come out on top. Hey guys, so I've been getting a lot of questions from all of you that want to venture in and try a bit more investments that have a lot more volatility, forex, cryptocurrencies, and the stock market. And I know some of you who have been investing in MP2 or property that want to venture in and get not just a bit diversified but have the ability to get more growth over the long term. And as you've seen it also now over the past few days, we've seen bits and pieces of volatility. We've seen the crypto market continually go down. We've seen the Philippine market also have bits and pieces of downward movement. And last night, we've also seen that in the US markets as well. Because here's the thing, anytime you go away from anything that's fixed, Pag-ibig MP2, bonds, savings accounts, anything that will give you a fixed rate of return, there will always be volatility. Meaning, the more risk that you take, the lesser the ability for you to get a fixed rate of return. And that's what it is in any type of investment. Anytime that you go for something that is safe, you get yourself the ability to get a fixed rate of return. But anytime also that you go for something that will give you a bit more volatility, a bit more risk, you give yourself the ability to also earn more. So to answer the question, you're starting out and you want to venture into all of this, you want to venture into securities, you want to venture into cryptocurrencies, you want to venture into forex. What should be your first steps? What should be the first things that you should also get into? So as you all know my story, I started investing more in stocks, Philippine stocks in particular, more than US stocks and cryptocurrency markets. I've invested in stocks for over a decade, Philippine stocks for over a decade, US stocks for I think 7 years, and then cryptocurrencies just for maybe around just 3+ years. So hindi ko siya natutunan sabay-sabay. I did not have exposure to it altogether. That's your advantage right now because access to Philippine stocks, access to the cryptocurrency market, and access to US markets are very, very easy, and it's something that you can do right away. It's something that you can do right now. So my suggestion is try them all together. You can build the skills already and get your feet wet into all of them because it does not require a lot of money. As what I've said in the previous videos, you can invest in the US stock market via GoTrade, $1. You can buy cryptocurrencies for around $10 per trade. Then you can also buy Philippine stocks by buying the minimum board lot for you to be able to purchase. So all of them, less than 5,000 pesos, you can start and you can trade all of them right now. But a lot of you are asking, since it's your first time to get into this, that okay, you might have heard the concept of investing in the stock market, investing in the cryptocurrency market, and it's foreign to you, but you've mustered up the courage ready to start to invest. What should you actually do, and what should be your narrative, and how should you actually buy it? My suggestion is this: if you just want to try it out and you're putting a small amount of money to gain experience, to gain exposure and learn the ropes, my suggestion, buy the big ones. Buy the ones with large market caps, buy the ones that are stable, buy the ones that you know that are built to last, buy the ones that you know that will be there for a very, very long time. So for example, in the Philippines, focus on the Ayala companies, focus on the ones that have very, very good reputation, good management, the ones that you know are professionally run. There's some sort of predictability that even in the midst of the pandemic, you won't be scared because you know that they are run with good people, that they've survived different times, different seasons, that there were economic troubles, but they've come out on top. So that's my suggestion. Philippine stocks, buy the ones that traditionally have done very, very well, buy the ones traditionally that have good reputations, buy the ones that are very, very big and are too big that it would be very, very hard for them to fail. In US markets, do the same thing. Buy the big ones. Buy the market leaders. Buy the ones that are very, very hard to beat. And that's why I've been saying this over and over. Nike, Starbucks, Apple, Microsoft, and other companies that are market leaders in their particular category, the larger the brand, the harder for it to beat. The larger the brand, the harder for the competition to get a piece of the market, the harder the chance for their competition to actually beat them. So when you're starting out, just go for the big ones first. And I know a lot of people want to get the small ones because there's a lot of movements attached to it, meaning it's easier for you to earn if you're buying something that's smaller, because I guess if the market cap is smaller, of course, it's easier for it to move up. But in the same way, please always remember this, that if it's easier for it to move up, it will also be easier for it to go down. That's very, very particular also in the cryptocurrency market space. You've seen it. Cryptocurrencies have dropped massively. Over the past 2 months, we've seen a lot of cryptos get pummeled down, get sold down as well, but they really have not gone down equally. As you've seen it, Bitcoin has been down somewhere around 50%, Ethereum more than 50%, but we've seen a lot of those altcoins, a lot of those S coins drop 75%, 80%, 90%, some even around the 95% mark. And there's no guarantee that all of them will go up. There's no guarantee that they will be back to where they were before. But that's not the case with the ones that are more stable. That's not the case with the ones that have had a track record because they're the biggest. If that's what I mentioned for the Ayalas, in the same way in US markets, the larger ones, for the cryptocurrency market space also, go for Bitcoin, go for Ethereum, go for the ones that have a proven track record already that has survived different drops. And this is what your plan should be. Once you get your feet wet, once you already know the ropes, once you've already understand it more, by all means, go and take deeper dives and try the smaller ones. But don't just buy them because they're small. Don't just buy them because they are below $1, below 1 peso, but look at its potential. Build on your rules, build on a framework and the reason and the rationale why you're buying them. I think that's more important than anything else, that you build a foundation, you build a narrative, you build a reason on why you're actually getting in those particular positions. Because at the end of the day, when you start investing, it will always be about the rules that you've set in. And if you are just buying it just because mura siya, please do remember this. There's a reason why there are certain stocks, there are certain coins that are very, very low. And there's a reason why they've been that low for a very, very long time. I'm not saying it's wrong to buy coins, tokens, stocks like that. But what I'm saying is this. You focus on the ones that will build the skill and the competence first. Alam mo yun, when you are riding a bike, you start first with training wheels so that you get comfortable. For those who don't know what training wheels is, yun yung nung bata tayo, may dalawang gulong na maliit sa gilid para hindi tayo mahulog. By the time we're comfortable and when we know how to bike already, that's when we remove that, and that's when we can start to run faster. That's when we get to start biking on our own. That's when we get to actually become better at it. And that's what I'm trying to say. Start with the big ones first so that you gain the exposure, you get to build the competency, and you get to also see the volatility. Because here's what's interesting. Kung nasanay kayo sa volatility ng malalaki, it will be easier for you to transition and to try the ones that are relatively smaller also. Because if you make the sudden jump, and kung exposure mo lang, for example, real estate, time deposits, MP2, the ones that are relatively safe and fixed, maninibago kayo. And what I don't want is if you get burned into this. What I don't want is when you enter and it's your first time and then you get burned and then you get hit and then you lose money. It's easy to get discouraged from that. So my suggestion, go for the big ones. Build the competence, build the experience, create your strategy. And then once you've started to create your strategy, that's what you use as you start investing even on the larger ones already, because it can be done. Investing skills can be learned, and it comes from experience, and it comes from you knowing what you're getting into. We are at July 2021, 5 months before we close the year. I highly encourage you, if you have not started to invest, start now. Buy the big ones, start small, invest in them, and then try to see over the next 5 months if this is something that works for you. And if it does, you know what's amazing there? 2022, scale it up. Put in more and try to take more risk. Because I'll tell you this, and I've said this over and over in my past videos, the greatest risk that you will ever have is not taking any risk at all. Because the younger you are, the more risk you can take. The younger you are, the more aggressive you can be. And that's something that you cannot do when you're older. And that's something that you cannot do when time passes by. And I'll say this over and over, time is more important than money, and the more you let time work for you right now, the better your ending will be later on. So what I'm trying to say is invest, buy and build experience with the bigger ones first, and once you've built the experience on that, that's when you start double downing and investing into the smaller ones as well. So I hope you guys got a lot from this. If you want to invest in cryptocurrencies, check out Binance below. If you want to invest in US stocks for $1, check out Go Trade below. If you want to invest in the Forex markets, check XM below. They give $30 for those that want to sign up. You can use that $30 when you start trading with them as well. If you want to join us for our Stock Smart seminars, we have one this August, which is happening live. It will be one of our first classroom sessions also for the second half of the year. And if you want to read my books, I have it available National Bookstore, Lazada, and Shopee. Links are in the description below as well. So I hope that this was something that was helpful and insightful for all of you. It was something that gave value to you, because at the end of the day, the whole goal of this is to kickstart a new generation of Filipinos that are investing, that are making their money work hard for them, that are not intimidated about investing, that have the conviction to invest on their own. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.